Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sainsy93, and tonight we are uh, in the US of A for the UFRL Tier 2 Round 3 race. So currently we have 19 drivers tonight. There is a lot of Tier 3 drivers as well tonight, so it's going to be a very, very good race, I think. So let's go through the standings quickly after race 2. So your championship leader at the moment, it is UFRL F1 Viva. He is currently P1 with 42 points. P2 at the moment is Energy Dan in the Haas. He is 10 points behind, as well as Salty Stevens. He is also 10 points behind Viva. Hybrid is 4th. And rounding out the top 5, it is Brewdog, who is not racing tonight, I don't think. I think I saw he was declined, so unfortunately he will not be racing. Viva will be hoping to increase his lead. Again, I'm not too sure what he is like on this track. And again, guys, we have, I believe it is a short qualifying, followed by, so I think it's a short qualifying followed by a sprint and then followed by a 50% race. So at the moment on my screen it just says 10 laps and then 28, but I'm pretty sure there will be a qualifying, possibly. So while we're waiting, I will just go through who is racing tonight in UFRL. We have got VFX Instant in the Mercedes. We got P Grit in the Williams. We have got Mr. Piggy in the Red Bull. Black Panther and PVR Widget both in the Ferraris. We've got Salty Stevens in the other Mercedes. In the McLarens tonight, we have got Christy and Mr. Potwash. The other Haas driver is Energy Dan, currently P2 in the... I hadn't read the other one yet. It's Energy Dan in the Haas, who is currently P2 in the standings. Jay Francis is in the Williams tonight. Hybrid is in the Aston Martin. In the Alfa Romeo, we have King Kong 1471, who has returned after a week off. He will be hoping to go up that leaderboard tonight. Filthy Ghost is in the Red Bull. SR Racing is in the other Haas. Viva, the championship leader, is in the AlphaTauri. Gandalf is in the Alfa Romeo. Speedy Bullet, who is obviously my teammate in Tier 3, he's taken a Tier 2 seat tonight in the Alpine. He is taking the other seat, as we only have one driver at the moment in Tier 2. Pops Kong is Viva's teammate tonight. He is in the AlphaTauri. And that is everyone at the moment. I'm not too sure if we're waiting for anyone, but we will wait and see. So with the Texas Grand Prix, it has a tricky Sector 1. A lot of tight corners. You can get a lot of warnings in Sector 1 alone. That is going to be the bit where, especially in qualifying, where you'll probably make up most of your time. Sector 2, you have that long straight. That is probably the best chance, I would say, to overtake in the race. And Sector 3, there's a tough corner going around the bend just before the pits straight. Yeah, about 2 corners from the pit straight. That can sometimes catch people out. They might lose their back end there. But yeah, I think Sector 1 is where you have to be careful, especially with warnings, because you don't want to rack up time penalties. So I think we're waiting for one more person to join. It's at the moment my screen's saying a one-shot qualifying, so that'd be very interesting. We're just waiting for Angry Badger to join, I believe. I have just seen in the chat he is asking for an invite, so hopefully soon. Hopefully we will get underway soon. I think they're just trying to find the right settings for a short qualifying, followed by a 10-lap race, followed by a 28-lap race. I think they're struggling a tiny bit. So just to confirm, there will be no quali. We will go straight into a sprint race, but allow everyone a few minutes to get their setups on. So please be aware that there is no qualifying tonight. We go straight into a 10-lap sprint race, according to Mrs. P. We're still waiting for Angry Badger. I'm not sure if I will check if I have him as a friend. Don't think I do. So there actually a one-shot quali now. So we will not be going for a straight into a sprint race. We will be going for a one-shot quali. So please do not ready up. Please do not ready up once we start. Otherwise, we will have to reset the lobby. So if you are listening tonight, everyone, please do not ready up once we get to qualify. Do your setups, and then I'm sure someone like Viva or someone will start the qualifying. So please do not ready up. But Mrs. P has said, let's go. So everyone, if you could ready up to the one-shot quali. But once we do get to the quali, do not ready up. Do your setups. Let everyone do their setups. And like I said, I'm sure someone like Viva or Mrs. P will tell you when to go. So So we are going to have a one-shot quali, which I very much enjoy, because if you go off the track, that's it, you're done. So it could make a few surprises here. There could be a few quick drivers at the back if they do not set a great time or if they invalidate their lap times. Followed by a 10-lap sprint race, and then to finish it up, we are going for a 20-lap race. 28-lap race, sorry, not a 20-lap race, 28-lap race. As someone has, on my screen, it looks like someone has pressed start, so people will not be happy. Sometimes on my thing though it can look a bit weird, so I'm hoping I'm not just about to see loads of drivers go out. Otherwise we will have a restart. Oh, as Viva just told me, it's tyre allocation, so we're fine. As it looks like someone has pressed to go, so we're going to go up the grid a bit. Let's go up to... We're going to go watch Black Panther in the Ferrari, who is currently P3. Let's see how he is doing. I'm not sure if this will continue though, unfortunately, because people would... I'm not sure even got their setups on. Be interested to see. Currently, Black Panther is P4. At the moment, Black Panther has actually gone up to level very close with Gandalf. Hybrid's actually now P1. He was back down in P18 a minute ago, so Jay Francis has been disqualified from the session, part in a dangerous location, so... As Mrs. P said, who did it? So someone has pressed go. It did seem like it went very quickly, so there might be a restart here. We're going to have to wait and see. But we will watch the qualify and see what will happen. Black Panther again, P1. Salty Stevens now P1. Is changing all over the field. Mr. Piggy is down, has been disqualified, so he's P18. King Kong is P17. Gandalf's at the back as well. The Alfa Romeo is having a dreadful time. But we go through the final corner here. Hybrid, Salty Stevens, Phil goes all going for pole. And Hybrid gets it. Hybrid P1 with a 133.5. Not sure if it will count though, because we might be having a restart. We'll have to wait and see, but Hybrid is P1 in the Aston Martin. P2 will be Filthy Ghost. P3 is Black Panther. 4th is Salty Stevens. 5th is Viva. 6th is Energy Dan. 7th is Speedy Bullet. 8th is P Grit. 9th is Christie. And to round out the top 10 is SR Racing. We will wait and see what the plan is with... It looks like we're just going to get on with this, so we will carry on in Uh, I'm not too sure what's happening here, guys. It looks like we've got a red flag. I believe Mrs. Palmer just put out a red flag, so looks like we will be restarting, unfortunately. As everyone is leaving the session, so we will be restarting the race, unfortunately. VTLX is every week red flags now. I know it's very, very frustrating. Just want to get on with the race. You want to see a good race, and you not this stop start all the time. I know there is mistakes sometimes, but every week it is getting a bit frustrating now for everyone. Hopefully we can get this set up pretty quickly and get back on with the race. We've already got 12 people in the party, so we are doing pretty well of getting everyone back in quickly. So hopefully we can just start with that one-shot quali. But please, guys, if you are listening, don't ready up. Otherwise, Mrs. P and Mr. P might kill you. So I believe we could actually have everyone in the... I think we're just waiting for one more driver, possibly. I think we had 19 drivers, so I think we're just waiting for one more driver, hopefully. It's a shame because I reckon about half the people there probably didn't even get their setups on, so them times there could have completely changed now. We'll have to wait and see. Again, I'm not too sure who we're waiting on. That could be it. I'm not sure if we had 18 or 19 drivers tonight, so maybe I'll double check the Discord just to double check. Just reading through the Discord, and King Kong was actually quite looking forward to starting at the back. Yeah, it looks like there was just a mistake with who unfortunately pressed the button, but we will just have a wait, get this race back underway, and I'm sure we'll have a great race tonight. Thank you everyone who is sticking with us. We will be up and running as soon as possible. There's not even any football results I can tell you about. I think there actually might be an FA Cup game if anyone wants to hear about the Barnsley score, but I don't think anyone's going to care, so... So we are going to be underway in about 20 seconds. We will have a one-shot quali again with a 10-lap sprint race and a 28-lap race. Again, guys, please be careful once we get to that one-shot quali. Please just take your time. So we have 19 drivers tonight in the end, so it's going to be a very, very good race. VTLX says, how do you think Vegas is going to go this weekend? Well, I'd be shocked if Verstappen doesn't win it. I think the McLarens have actually got a really good car now, so I'm hoping Norris can get in the podium again. Big fan of Norris, so hopefully Norris can do something in the McLaren. I also think Ferrari might have a good race this weekend. I think the Mercedes will struggle again, personally. But yeah, I think Red Bull and McLaren at the moment are probably the two quickest cars. Obviously, Verstappen, I think, will win it pretty comfortably. Mr. Poem says, hope it falls on its face and they cancel the thing. So it looks like we're going to be underway here. I'm hoping everyone did get a chance to do their setups again. Otherwise... we're going to go further up the grid though. Let's stick with, at the moment, we're going to go with Christie in the McLaren, as I was talking about the McLarens a few minutes ago. I will get this tyre swing up though, just to show everyone. So Christie is currently down in P10. I will go further up the grid. Let's go to Viva. Who am I watching? That's actually King Kong, so... let's stick with Gandalf, his teammate at the moment. He is currently P4. King Kong actually is up to P2 now. So Hybrid is still first. He is still first at the moment. Black Panther goes up to P3 now. It's moving crazy amount. Hybrid's done a mustard span because he is now down in P18. Jay Francis has retired. Hybrid has also retired from the session. So we have two drivers already out. King Kong is now P1, fighting with Black Panther for P1. Energy Dan is up to P3. Viva P5, up to P4 now, with Gandalf closely in it. P4 and P5. It looks a very tight battle. Black Panther still P1 in the Ferrari. Gandalf now moves up to P2 ahead of King Kong. Alfa Romeo's look really quick. P2 and P3 at the moment. Black Panther, though, is P1. Will he be able to do it? Let's go to Black Panther. Last corner now. How's he going to go? Gandalf now P1. Black Panther. Gandalf wins by really close. Separated by about 0.2 3-0. So Gandalf does get P1 in the Alfa Romeo. Black Panther really unlucky because he was P1 for most of that track, but just lost it right at the end and finishes P2. P3, I believe, was King Kong. It was in the other Alfa Romeo. P4 is Filthy Ghost. And rounding up the top 5 is F1 Viva. 6th is Energy Dan. 7th is Sorty Stevens. 8th is SR Racing. 9th is Speedy Bullet. 10th is Christy. 11th is Mr. Piggy. 12th is PVR Widget. 13th is Pop Kong. 14th is VFX Instinct. 15th is P Grit, and unfortunately Hybrid, J Francis and Mr. Potwash and Angry Badger do not finish the lap. VTLX says about the track in Vegas, he says, I like the idea of it. Track is supposed to be 5C though. Don't know how the cars will handle it. Yeah. Again, I don't think anyone knows what to predict because it's obviously the first time they've raced there, so it's all going to be a learning curve for them. It's going to be really interesting what it actually looks like. I've seen the curbs; they look really cool with the spades and the hearts and stuff. They look really cool. And Mr. Poem says, Gandalf says, you shall not pass. Yes, P1 Gandalf. Really good from the Alfa Romeos. P1 and P3 for them. They'll be really happy with that. But then again, King Kong might not be happy because he wanted to start at the back. Again, a lot to play for here because we've got 10 laps of a sprint race. And then it's followed by a 28 lap race, so really we've got 38 laps of racing here, so it's going to be very, very interesting. It'll be interesting, will people try and go for a set of softs? We're already starting, it looks like, so we are going to be underway. 5 lights and we are underway. Will the cars move though? Yes, they are. Black Panther, Gandalf, they're side by side already, really close, but Gandalf does, as there's a safety car. So I think the game has played up again. Unfortunately, we have a safety car. I'm not too sure what is happening here, guys. Very frustrating game. Hybrid gets a 5-second penalty for collision with Pops Kong. So at the moment we have Gandalf and King Kong P1 and 2, but who knows why there is a safety car on the track. King Kong has gone very bold and he has actually gone for a set of softs. The only other driver to go for a set of softs is P Grit. Again, I will check the Discord on my phone because again, I'm not too sure why there is a safety car on the track. We are just going to continue because unfortunately someone did ready up before you were meant to, unfortunately. So we're going to go for a safety car, which actually helps King Kong and P Grit a lot because their tyres will not be straining too much at this point. It's only 10 laps as well. They're going to be pretty sore at the end, but is Gandalf going to give his teammate be nice, as King Kong's actually let past Black Panther again? I'm not too sure what happened there. but King Kong has let past Black Panther. Maybe he has let him pass because of the start. I'm not too sure, but as they have all caught up with the safety car, and hopefully, because everyone's here, other than Mr. Potwash, who's actually just pitted, we should be able to get going once again at the end of this lap. Surely, this game isn't silly enough already. We surely be able to get going at the end of this lap. Then we will have about 8 laps of racing. So I don't think the position changes would have changed too much. There's a few. PVR widget has gone up 2 places. Christie is down 2. Grit is up 2. Pops Kong's down 1. And Hybrid, J Francis, Angry Badger are all up with Instant and Potwash down. But yeah, the safety car is in this lap, which is good news. So we will get racing very shortly. Let's see when Gandalf will go. Will he go early? Black Panther right behind Gandalf here. He wants to get Gandalf nervous. Will Gandalf wait till right to the end? Or will he go just at this corner? The safety car is gone now, so very shortly we will be back underway. He is still holding up the pack. He's still holding him up. And he has gone now. He has gone. Black Panther's not done good there. He's lost 2 positions. Viva fully did well there to get up to P2. He's already up 3 positions. Did really well from that safety car restart. But King Kong does have the inside lane. They're going to be side by side here. King Kong does keep the position for P2. Viva, though, right behind King Kong here. Black Panther has an awful start down in P5. Just did not react well to that restart. Gandalf 2 seconds ahead. What a start from Gandalf. Viva has got Filthy Ghost now right behind him. He has a bit of a slight twitch there, and Filthy Ghost will have a great chance to get past Viva here. No DRS though, so it will be tough, but he still is really close. So will he have a go? No, he has to stay behind, but Black Panther has a go, and he's locks up, and they nearly touch. Black Panther is getting a bit frustrated down in P5 now. King Kong's actually catching Gandalf as well, now 1.6 seconds behind his teammate. And he's actually losing Viva a tiny bit. Now he's 7/10 lead from Viva. Let's go down to Sorty Stevens at the moment, who is currently fighting with Energy Dan, trying for P6. As Gandalf sets the new fastest lap of 1:37.2. But King Kong is only 1.1 seconds now behind Gandalf. He's already got a 9/10 lead as Filthy Ghost has taken Viva for P3, but Viva's going to fight back into turn 2. Black Panther just stalking behind in P5. Will he have a chance? There's a bit of lagging going on there behind them, but Filthy Ghost does look like he has got the move. He will now be trying to hunt down King Kong and Gandalf. Gandalf now only 7/10 ahead of his teammate. Let's go to Black Panther, who is only 2/10 now behind Viva. Unfortunately, Viva is struggling at the moment. Black Panther looks like he has got the jump on Viva. He is now up to P4. Viva down in P5 now. But King Kong, let's go up to the lead. He is fighting with his teammate. Will there be team orders here? Will Gandalf let him past? King Kong obviously on the quicker tyre, but how long will them tyres last? That is the question. Filthy Ghost is actually catching this pair as well, so there needs to be some team talks here between the Alfa Romeos if they want to get this race win in the sprint. As there is a caution in Sector 3, and Christie has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I'm not too sure what's happened at the back. The Hybrid is now down in P19. Filthy Ghost just sets the new fastest lap. There's only 4 attempts now behind King Kong. Flying on that set of mediums. Catching this pair really quickly. Filthy Ghost though picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, which will help these two Alfa Romeos a hell of a lot. Black Panther actually catching up with these three as well now. Viva is 1.3 seconds. Let's go down to P Grit just for the moment, as he looks like he is closing on Christie for P12. I will keep an eye on the top because King Kong actually is about 2 tenths. He's going to go for the move, surely. King Kong takes P1. He goes P1. He has taken his teammate. King Kong P1 takes Gandalf. He is up 2 positions from the start. Really enjoying them softs at the moment. Filthy Ghost is actually now hunting down Gandalf for P2. Gandalf struggling at the moment. There is a caution Sector 3 and Energy Dan is out, and we have a full cold safety car. So does anyone pit? Surely not from the top, but does anyone down maybe P12, 13 go for a chance of pitting? Go for a new set of softs, catch up like that. And SR Racing has a drive-through penalty, speeding under the safety car. We have 4 penalties at the moment. I will just have a look at what they are. So we have Filthy Ghost has 3 seconds, which is not going to help him because there's only 4 laps remaining. He's really going to struggle to get anywhere near the top 6, 7 now. SR Racing really unlucky. It looks like he's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Christie has 3 seconds and Hybrid has 5, but I reckon if he pits, he'd get rid of that 5 seconds. He's right at the back anyway, so surely does he pit? He does, so he's going to sit there for 5 seconds. His teammate also pits, so it's not good for Angry Badger because he's going to be sitting there for about 8 or 9 seconds. So at the moment, King Kong in the Alfa Romeo is P1. P2 is Gandalf in the Alfa Romeo. So Alfa Romeo doing an excellent job at the moment. P3 is Filthy Ghost. P4 is Black Panther. Then P5, F1 Viva. 6 is Salty Stevens. 7 is SR Racing, but he does have a drive-through heat, so he will have to come in when the safety car finishes. 8 is Speedy Bullet, my teammate for Tier 3, doing an excellent job in Tier 2. P8, Mr. Piggy is P9, and rounding up the top 10 is another Tier 3 driver, PVR Widget. The safety car I doubt will be in this lap. I think it will probably be in the lap after because someone is still coming down the straight. We might get lucky, but I'm pretty sure that the safety car will be in next lap. And then there will be about 2 or 3 laps of racing. Which I'm not... I think there might be 1 lap of DRS possibly. We'll have to wait and see. Angry Badger is still 6 seconds. So as we come through the final couple turns, unless we get the safety car coming right now, it will be going round once more. But again, at the moment, King Kong and P Grit, I know he's not doing... He's still up a few positions though, isn't he? If I remember rightly. So yeah, he's up 3 positions, so it's worked out pretty well for the people on the softs. With 2 safety cars, it actually worked out really well for him because their tyres are probably fine to go to 10 laps. it'd be interesting to see if anyone follows suit in the actual race. Maybe they go for a set of softs, try for a medium, or go for softs hards possibly. But I think hybrid will probably set the fastest lap soon once this safety car is finished, because on a new set of softs he has great pace anyway. He's going to be flying. Really unlucky because he actually got P1 in the first quali, so really unlucky to be down there. But we have to wait and see what. Again, this is only the sprint race, so. But the safety car will be in this lap. Again, it's quite far away till that because we've just gone through. Just going back to go on the straight down to sector 2. But again, it'd be interesting to see when King Kong will go. There is a lot of different techniques here. People do seem to go really early. Some people seem to go really late. Again, Gandalf had a really good start from that safety car. He predicted when to go really well. Black Panther will be a bit nervous. He had a really bad safety car restart last time, but again, I'm sure he'll do better this time. He's P4. He'll be trying to stay as close to Filthy Ghost, trying to have a go at Gandalf and King Kong for that lead. Again, we're going to go into lap 8. So we will have 3 laps, yeah, after this safety car comes in. Lap 8, yeah. So as King Kong holds up the pack, let's see when King Kong will go. We're going to stay with Black Panther. As King Kong waits, when will he go? As we have a person pitting, but it is SR Racing, obviously, because he has that drive-through penalty. And King Kong has gone. He has done really well there, and actually got a bit of a gap to Gandalf. 0.6 seconds. As Filthy Ghost is fighting with Gandalf for P2. He needs to get past him quickly to try and have a go at King Kong, because, again, he has 3 seconds worth of penalties. Black Panther stays P4. We have caution in Sector 1. Pops Kong, it looks, and he has retired from the session, unfortunately. Pops Kong is out of the session. Not too sure what's happened to him. But King Kong has a second lead on his teammate Gandalf. Gandalf really struggling to keep Filthy Ghost behind. They're side by side going down the straight. It looks like Gandalf's going to struggle to keep P3 as well. They touch, and Gandalf crashes into Black Panther. I have got that on camera. It looks like Gandalf does move over. Doesn't really help either of them. Black Panther now has damage, and Gandalf down in P5. Viva, this person that helps the most is Viva and Salty Stevens, who is apparently now P3 and P4. But Filthy Ghost now is catching King Kong pretty rapidly. Only 8 tenths, but obviously Filthy Ghost has that 3-second penalty. As we are going to go into lap 9, I believe now. As King Kong loses a bit, and he's going to lose a lot of time there. Filthy Ghost will have a chance down this straight. Filthy Ghost, will he have a chance? He goes side by side with King Kong, and he does take the position. Filthy Ghost now up to P1, but again has that 3-second time penalty. As Viva is now catching King Kong as well for P2. The 3 are separated by about half a second. Are these tyres with King Kong losing traction? Because it looks like he is really struggling now in P2. Can Filthy Ghost in these 2 laps get, as there is a caution in Sector 2. Speedy Bullet, my teammate in Sector 3, is out of the race. King Kong, I think, is about to lose another position to Viva. He's really struggling on these softs now. King Kong now, I think, will be P3. But Viva hasn't actually got the straight line speed, and he doesn't get past King Kong. King Kong keeps the position. He is still P2. Black Panther did pit for another set of mediums, surprisingly. He didn't go on for a set of softs. Again, at the moment, King Kong will be taking P1. He's only 1 second behind Filthy Ghost. So Filthy Ghost is currently not doing enough to keep that P1. But Viva, Salty Stevens and Gandalf still looking to have a fight with King Kong. And that could help Filthy Ghost here. As DRS is enabled now, so this is the last lap that Viva, Salty Stevens and Gandalf will have a chance to move themselves up the pack. King Kong has sorted himself out a tiny bit, and he is now 1.3 seconds behind Filthy Ghost. Currently, he is still fine for P1. But again, he just keeps on losing that back end. He's really struggling in Sector 1. That's where he's really struggling. He's actually got really good straight line speed in that car, though. As Salty Stevens is really close behind Viva as well for P3. Hybrid's moved up a serious amount. He's up to P8. He's pitted as well, so Hybrid flying. Will he be able to get Christie? I think we're going to go to this battle just quickly because he is going to be flying. He's going to have DRS. As Viva has taken King Kong, as well. King Kong now down in P4. He's lost 2 positions there. King Kong now P4. He'll be fuming with that. He's now down in P4. Salty Stevens and Viva did get him there. As Viva does go wide there, Gandalf, his teammate, nearly crashes into King Kong. Ghost has a 2-second lead now from Viva. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough. He's going to lose out probably to King Kong as well. So the top 3 will probably be Viva, Salty Stevens. As King Kong has now gone into P5. I don't even... King Kong's lost. He'll probably be P5 because Filthy Ghost finishes P3. So UFRL F1 Viva finished P1. Salty Stevens P2. And Ghost P3 with Gandalf and King Kong P4 and 5. Them tyres for King Kong just went at the end. Hybrid does finish P7. Mr. Piggy P6. As we had 5 DNFs in the sprint race. That was a very exciting end. Them tyres look like they just completely went for King Kong. But again, Viva P1 in the sprint race. Started P5, so he'll be really happy about that. Really well done from Viva. Salty Stevens is P2. Filthy Ghost, who has some really good pace in a race, is P3. Gandalf and King Kong in the Alfa Romeos are P4 and 5. Okay, I'm just going to go get myself a drink quickly and I'll be right back. Just give me 2 seconds. I am back, ladies and gentlemen. So, Viva will be... I think he'll be pretty surprised that he just finished P1 in the sprint. Again, did really well to finish P1, but at some point, he was about P5, so he'll be extremely happy to be on the front row. again, as you saw from that sprint race, them softs do not last 10 laps, even with 2 safety cars. So I'm pretty sure there'll probably be no rain this race. I'll be shocked, as we are in Texas and we are about to get underway. We have 3 lights, we have 4 lights, we have 5 lights, and we are underway. Viva will get us underway. Salty Stevens looks like he has a better start than Viva down the straight. Will he have a chance to go up to P1? There's a flying car. Gandalf has had a great start up to P2 now. Gandalf now down in P3. Filthy Ghost and Gandalf side by side here. As now King Kong is flying down the thing down in P10. Unfortunately, King Kong's had an awful start. Viva does keep, as we have King Kong is now right at the back, P18. He must have had a spin with someone. Not too sure what's happened there, but Salty Stevens, Filthy Ghost and Viva separated by about half a second. Gandalf P4, sorry, just watching these 3 as Salty Stevens is going to have a go here for P1 on Viva, who has the quicker car down the straight. Filthy Ghost tries one way, Salty Stevens tries the other, but Viva keeps P1, Salty Stevens keeps P2, and Filthy Ghost is going to have a go for P2 still. He's going to have the better line and he will take P2. Filthy Ghost in the Red Bull does take P2 there. He'll be now hunting down Viva for that P1. Let's see what everyone's tyres are on. So Viva and Salty Stevens on the hards. Filthy Ghost on the mediums. That's why he's really quick at the moment. Gandalf, Mr. Piggy and Hybrid all on soft. So they'll be hunting down Salty Stevens and Viva as well. As I think Filthy Ghost here is about to take P1 from Viva. He does. So Filthy Ghost now up to P1. Gandalf in a set of softs is about... They're 4 wide going into turn 1. Filthy Ghost must have gone really wide there because Viva has actually retaken P1. And there is a caution in Sector 3. I'm not too sure again what's happened there. But Viva has actually retaken P1. Gandalf just can't get past Salty Stevens for P3. He really needs to try soon because he's got about 4 cars behind him. 3 cars are on the softs. Hybrid, as we saw, has great pace. Mr. Piggy also has great pace, so Salty Stevens going to have a really big struggle here to get. But Gandalf just can't get past Salty Stevens. There's about 5 cars separated by about a second. And I think Gandalf's about to lose to Mr. Piggy for P4 here. Can Mr. Piggy take Gandalf? No, Gandalf does keep P4. Filthy Ghost does take the lead now from Viva. He does take that position. We have movement at the back. Grit has taken Black Panther, or Black Panther's taken Grit. I'm not too sure. But they're just being held up by Christie now. And Black Panther does take P8, I believe. Let's go back up to Viva, who's actually lost out to Salty Stevens as well. Viva is going backwards here at the moment. He's now down in P3, obviously on the much slower tyres at the moment on the hard, so he'll be struggling. Does look like he's struggling a tiny bit on them. Gandalf now trying to have a go at Viva, but Viva also trying to have a go at Salty Stevens. As Mr. Piggy takes Gandalf for P4. So Mr. Piggy now up to P4. It's not been a great start for the Alfa Romeos at the moment. And I think Pops Kong has just taken PVR widget for P13. Hybrid trying to get past these lot. He's just right behind Gandalf here for P5. He's trying to take. At the moment, this is the closest battle. Black Panther's actually catching Christie here on a set of hards, flying on them hards at the moment. Got a point to prove from that disappointing sprint race. Again, I did see that thing with Gandalf. It looked like Black Panther got really unlucky there. I won't be commenting on it. I'll let the stewards to do that, but we are watching Piggy trying to take F1 Viva for P3, but Gandalf tries to take P4 back from Mr. Piggy. As Hybrid's just watching this, trying to get past Gandalf. Gandalf sends Hybrid wide, and he will retake P5. Mr. Piggy really struggling to get past Viva. Viva has some great pace on the straight in that Alpha Tari. How long will them softs last? That is the question. Filthy Ghost goes even quicker with 1:37.4. Mr. Piggy surely will have a chance to take Viva here for P3, but Viva has DRS as well, and he's really quick down them straight. As we have movement at the back, I think Mr. Potwash and Energy Dan are fighting for P10 and P11. I think King Kong is also fighting with PVR widget. Pops Kong's obviously had a problem as well. He's now down in P17, unfortunately. But we're going to go back up to Black Panther, who is trying to get past Christie for 7th place. The problem for all these drivers is the person in front has DRS. We're going to stay with Black Panther though, see if he's able to do anything down the straight. But Grit is also catching Black Panther. We're going to go up to Viva though, who is catching Salty Stevens, who does not have DRS. So Salty Stevens currently getting caught by F1 Viva. Mr. Piggy just watches, and the Hybrid does take Gandalf for P5. I just missed that there, side by side still though. They leave each other enough room, and Hybrid will take that position, so it is now up to P5. Let's go up to Mr. Piggy because he is only 2 tenths behind Viva. He's just struggling to get that pace down that straight just because Viva has that DRS. And his tyres, they're going to start struggling soon. I think in about 4 or 5 laps, the people on the softs will have to pit. I'll be shocked if not. As Gandalf has actually retaken P5 from Hybrid. There's some great battling for P5 and P6 from these two. And Christie is actually catching these two with Black Panther as well and P Grit. So they're following along and they're actually catching the pack. As Mr. Piggy now still right behind Viva for P3 and 4. As there's a safety, as a caution sector 2, and there will be a safety car. Hybrid has unfortunately DNF'd. I'm not too sure what's happened there. Let's go down further the grid and see if I'm able to see. Pops Kong will be the next person. I don't see a car. Just trying to see if there's anything. I'm guessing he's lost it somewhere and crashed into the wall. Again, I think he just lost it on that corner. He's just obviously maybe span and hit into a wall, it looks like. Unfortunately for Hybrid, that is the end of his race. He was racing really well with Gandalf. Surely Mr. Piggy and Gandalf and PVR Widget and Popscon will all pit, as Mr. Piggy does pit from P4. So does Gandalf. But the others do carry on. Does this change anyone else's idea? Maybe go for a 2-stopper and go for 2 set of mediums, maybe. Scrap the hards and just go for a 2 set of mediums. Let's see what a lot of people are staying out, it looks like. So Filthy Ghost is still our leader in the Red Bull on the mediums. Salty Stevens and Viva, they've done really well to stay second and third on them set of hards. P4 in the McLaren is Christie. He must be up a few positions, because I don't think he was even... He's up 5 positions from P9 to P5. But look at Black Panther, up 10 positions in the Ferrari. He started P15 and he's now up to P5. What a great 6 laps for him. P Grit is up to Energy Dan. Look at that. He is up 12 places in the Haas. Unbelievable start from Energy Dan. Mr. Potwash up 4. Speedy Bullet is up 7. This is unbelievable. SR Racing up 8. And then King Kong is unfortunately down 6. Mr. Piggy, Gandalf, who obviously pitted. Widget has also pitted. Badger's also pitted. And Instant, I think, has already pitted as well. They're all unfortunately down places. Again, they have pitted, so they'll be on a much fresher tyre. A lot of them have gone onto a set of hards. Widget went onto a set of mediums, so did Pops Kong. So I think if Widget, Pops Kong might have been listening to me, they might have thought, we'll go at Sains's idea. Again, don't blame me if it goes wrong, but again, this plays into the hands of Salty Stevens and Viva, because they've kept second and third there, and their tyres are just going to get better and better. Their tyres will last for another 10 laps probably. As we will have another lap under the safety car, as Instant, we're just waiting for Instant and Popscong to catch up to the back of the field. Popscong has nearly caught up, and Instant will be this lap. But again, guys, who do you think's going to win tonight? Please put in the comments who you think will win tonight. I am going for... I'm going to go pretty bold here, and I think Black Panther is going to win the race tonight. I think he had great pace in the sprint. He got really unlucky with the safety car restart. I'm going for a Black Panther Ferrari win. So we will. The safety car will be in this lap because VFX has caught up with the back of the field. As everyone is just trying to warm up the tyres. Safety car is in this lap, so we will be racing very shortly, guys, as the drivers just try and get as much tyre, try and warm their tyres up as much as possible. Hybrid has left the session, so unfortunately it has not worked the greatest for Hybrid tonight. He'll be fuming because he actually got P1 in the first quali. as Filthy Ghost just holds up the pack now. Let's see when Filthy Ghost will go, as he just weaves around trying to get the tyre pressures up. And it looks like he is still waiting. And he has gone now. So Salty Stevens follows Filthy Ghost. He actually does really well, Salty Stevens, and actually really close to Filthy Ghost into the first corner. Filthy Ghost does stay P1. There is movement with P6. Energy Dan has actually taken P Grit for 6th. But we're just going to stick with these three at the moment as they go through Sector 1. As Salty Stevens actually goes a bit wide there, but it doesn't look like he's lost him any time at all. So as Viva just losing the back a tiny bit, but nothing too much. And let's go down to Black Panther, because he is about to have a go at Christie in the McLaren, and he does take P4. Pops Kong unfortunately takes a 3-second penalty, and now they're side by side, Black Panther and Christie, as Christie does retake P4. Black Panther's going to have a go here down the straight. Will he have a go? Who's going to break later here? As Black Panther has the inside line, and he will probably take P4. He does. He looks up a tiny bit, it looks like. But Black Panther has got that move done. A bit of a move there from Black Panther, but he does take P4. Black Panther needed that move, and now he's up to P4, trying to have a fight with Viva now for the podium. Let's go down to King Kong, who is fighting with SR Racing down in P10, P11. As King Kong has actually taken SR Racing for P10 and will be trying to hunt down Speedy Bullet. Are the hards becoming the better tyre now? Black Panther flying and is actually catching Viva really quickly here for P3. As Instant's taken Angry Badger as well for P16. There is movement all along the field tonight. There's fights everywhere you look. I'm trying to just keep an eye on everyone, as Gandalf's fighting with Jay Francis for P12 here. But we're going to have to go back up to the top in a second, as Black Panther, I think, is going to have a go at Viva. As Mr. Piggy picks up a 3-second penalty, unfortunately for Mr. Piggy. But the problem with Gandalf, he's just stuck behind a trail of people. Everyone's so close at the moment. But will Gandalf have a go here on Jay Francis? He's side by side, and I think he'd get the position pretty easily. He is up to P12. They're still side by side a bit, but he does take that position, and he is now up to P12, Gandalf. Let's go up to Speedy Bullet, who is fighting with Mr. Potwash for P8, with King Kong and SR Racing fighting for these positions too. We're going to go Black Panther though, because he is trying to get past Viva here. Viva now a second behind, so he's actually lost out. When DRS happens, he is going to struggle to keep Black Panther behind, as there's a caution in Sector 3. Not too sure who it is, and DRS is enabled. Jay Francis, it looked like, because he's down in P16 now. Black Panther is actually having to go. Let's go to the camera angle, and he does take P3. Where is Viva? Viva just has lost out the position to Black Panther. Black Panther now up to P3. King Kong is up to P9. Now P10, he's fighting with SR Racing. They're side by side going into the S's. Someone had to back out, and SR Racing had to back out there. Widget now behind these two. Not too sure what's happened there, because they were really catching Potwash and P Grit. So not too sure what's happened there, but they've got a bit of a gap now. Mr. Potwash now 2 tenths behind P Grit. Surely he's got a great chance here to get past Grit down this straight. Grit's not going to be able to do much about it. He tries to go defensive. Mr. Potwash has DRS, but it doesn't look like Mr. Potwash has got enough power. Grit defending really well there. Grit, Mr. Potwash nearly goes into the back of Grit. Let's go down to Pops Kong, who is fighting with SR Racing for P11. That's a great move from Pops Kong, and it looks like they're side by side. He just has to back out. But will he be able to do the undertake? As Gandalf picks up a 3-second penalty. SR Racing struggling on them tyres and the Haas. I don't think Pops Kong to be able to get him. He has got DRS though, so will he have a chance? They're going to go. He's going to go for it, and he does. He goes up to P11. A great move from Pops Kong. SR Racing left the door open for him, and he does take it. There is a caution in Sector 1. Not too sure who that is. Gandalf has retired. I think he retired in the pits, though, so we are still all good to go. Let's go up to the battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. As these three all fighting for 7th place. As Mr. Potwash there has a better exit. But it all depends on the speed, because Grit's got some great pace in that Williams tonight. He goes defensive. Mr. Potwash goes for the outside. Does he have enough power to get past? Grit and him are side by side. King Kong just watching this unfold, trying to have a go. Widget is now getting involved in this. And Mr. Potwash and P Grit still side by side. And Grit keeps P7. Great battling. There's 4 cars fighting for P7 here. They're actually losing out now a lot to P6. Grit is really putting these 4 away from P6. But great defending from him. I think he's in trouble now. There's 4 of them. PVR Widget's actually taking King Kong now for P9. And PVR Widget fighting with Mr. Potwash. King Kong trying for the outside, but he can't. And PVR Widget, is he going to have a go into this corner? No, he doesn't. So they are going to be round together down to this next straight. Let's go up to Energy Dan, who is fighting for P5 with Christie. Let's see if he'll ever go down this straight. When does Filthy Ghost try and pit? Is he going to try and wait for a safety car? Or as Salty Stevens is catching him rapidly now, only half a second behind Filthy Ghost. So are the tyres for Filthy Ghost now completely gone? As PVR Widget picks up a 3-second penalty. As father and son now are fighting for P10-11. Pops Kong is catching King Kong. Father is catching the son. As Mr. Poem also saw this, Pops Kong is tracking King Kong. As Potwash dives into the pits. Now King Kong. I think King Kong is about to lose out to... I'm not too sure, but Pops Kong is flying on them mediums at the moment. Let's go up to the lead though at the moment, because Salty Stevens, like I said, was catching Filthy Ghost rapidly and is only 4 tenths behind going down to this straight. So is he going to have a chance down this straight to take Filthy Ghost for the lead? Filthy Ghost surely has to pit in the next lap or so, because he must be losing out on time now. Black Panther isn't catching these two as much as I thought. Salty Stevens just still sitting behind Filthy Ghost, just doesn't have that pace at the moment to get him down the straight. As King Kong's actually taken PVR Widget and P Grit. He's now up to P7. Me saying he's about to lose out to Pops Kong. He's now P7. He's taken 2 positions. And he will be trying to get away from P Grit before the DRS zone. Pops Kong fighting for P9 with PVR Widget. PVR Widget picks up a 3-second penalty. I'm sure it's his second one. So he's now up to 6 seconds. I also missed Salty Stevens has a penalty. Did not see this. He has 3 seconds. So, again, is not going to help him at the end of this race. I will go back to the tyre situation, as that is pretty interesting because everyone will be pitting very shortly. Filthy Ghost is going to be on the slower tyre soon, with Salty Steven. I'm pretty sure if you could pit now, Salty Stevens, Fever and Black Panther can all go to the end on a set of mediums. Obviously Filthy Ghost will go on a set of hards, but as you can see, the mediums do last 14 laps. So as Pops Kong has taken PVR Widget for 9th, and he is tracking down P Grit for P8. Let's go down to Christie, who's actually catching Viva. Salty Stevens does take P2, but Filthy Ghost fights back and retakes P1. Just as I go away from this pair, Filthy Ghost and Salty Stevens having a right fight for P1. We'll stick with these. Will either of them try and do the undertake? Will Salty Stevens come in now? No, they don't. They both go round for another lap. What are they planning? Are they planning to go for a set of softs, possibly? Surely Filthy Ghost cannot get their mediums to a set of softs. You've got to do another 3 laps on them. Surely you can't do that. As Christie does take Viva. Viva's pitting. Viva's pitting from P3, I think it was. As Black Panther also pits. He's going for a set of mediums. As King Kong now goes up to P5. When does King Kong pit? And the likes of Energy Dan and Christie. As Pops Kong is catching P Grit here quickly. He's gained about a second in about a lap. So he is flying. Salty Stevens still fighting with Filthy Ghost for P1. As we're just going to go down to Viva, who's about to take P13, I believe. He needs to get this move done as quick as possible. Even if it's before the straight, he needs to get past Speedy Bullet. I would not... As Speedy Bullet very nicely gets out the way. He just wants to get out of that. As Salty Stevens does take P1 now. He has taken the lead from Filthy Ghost. Surely Filthy Ghost will pit this lap now. Because you can see how much he's struggling. I'm pretty sure all of these will be in this lap. I'd be shocked if they're not. As Salty Stevens does come in, Filthy Ghost carries on. So he's definitely trying to get this to a set of softs. He does not want to go on for a set of hard, sorry. He'll be trying to get another 2 laps out of these and then going for a set of softs. I'm pretty sure he's doing that. As Energy Dan now goes up to P3. He is probably trying to do the same thing, I reckon. I think King Kong might be trying to do the same thing as well. King Kong is up to P3. But again, Salty Stevens will be fighting tooth and nail to get back up in front of these people as soon as... I'm a bit lost at the moment because I'm not too sure what's going on. Let's go to Pops Kong, who is fighting with SR Racing for P6 now. We're going to watch this battle just because they're about to go to the straight. And also Black Panther on them new set of mediums. He is flying. He's going to take these two pretty easily, but he needs to be careful. Just needs to take his time. Doesn't want to do anything stupid. He's going to have so much more traction than these two, so he'll get Pops Kong even before the DRS. Black Panther does take Pops Kong. They're obviously not in the same battle, so Black Panther is up to P7. Let me just go up to P Grit. who has just been taken by Salty Stevens, I believe. Let's go to PVR Widget, because this is the battle for P1211, and these two are actually fighting. Quite hard to find a race at the moment where it's actually even. King Kong is catching Energy Dan and Filthy Ghost here. Pops Kong picks up a 3-second time penalty. Viva's lost out pretty big here. He's lost out about 4 positions to Black Panther, as Filthy Ghost has actually pitted and he's on for a set of softs. He's trying to do 11 laps on a set of softs. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. As King Kong comes in for a set of mediums. So there's only one. There's 2 people out who haven't pitted yet, and that is Energy Dan and P Grit. Salty Stevens and Filthy Ghost will get Energy Dan super quickly. They're already only about 2 seconds behind. Sorry. As Black Panther looks like he's about to take P4 and will be 1.9 seconds behind Filthy Ghost. Black Panther does take P-Grit for P4. P-Grit, there's not much point in fighting as they are not in the same race. So, as Salty Stevens is only 1 second now behind Energy Dan. Energy Dan surely will come into the pits at the end of this lap. His tyres must be screaming. Salty Stevens just needs to be careful because this is a tight part. He doesn't want to do anything stupid because they're going to crash. As like I said, Salty Stevens, he had to come into the pits. I do hope that Salty Stevens did not get damage from that. As we're going to go to Viva, who is about to take an SR Racing for P4, it looks like. SR Racing still has not pitted. As Viva catching SR Racing here, trying to get this move done even before the tight corners, but he can't. And he's going to have to stay behind him for a bit longer. As there is a caution in sector 1. And Pops Kong, no, he's out of the race. And there's a safety car. This affects everyone because everyone just pitted a set for SR Racing. Oh, jeez. What a time to crash. Pops Kong. You waited till everyone except for about 2 people pitted and then you did it. Oh, it's gutting for Pops Kong because he was flying. He was up to about P8. So we have a safety car. There'll be quite a few drivers in. We'll have the likes of SR Racing. Mr. Piggy will be in. VFX will be in. Widget will be in. Possibly Potwash. Jay Francis possibly. People will be going on to the set of softs or a medium, I reckon. A lot of them will. Will someone... I doubt any of the top... I doubt Viva, Black Panther, or Ghost, or Salty Stevens will. I'll be shocked if they do. Let's wait and see. Racing will definitely be in. Mr. Piggy, I'm sure, will be in. And he picks up a 3-second penalty for... I don't know what he was doing there. I don't think he was concentrating, unfortunately, for Mr. Piggy. He picks up a 3-second penalty. As Christie comes in with a 2-set lap softs. There's quite a lot of movement. As everyone is set for... I'm pretty sure Jay Francis will be in. Jay Francis stays out on a set of hards. Very surprising. As we are just going to wait for all these people to catch up. So, Salty Stevens in the Mercedes is P1. Filthy Ghost is P2. Black Panther is P3. F1 Viva is P4. Mr. Potwash is P5. 6th is King Kong. 7th is Energy Dan. 8th is SR Racing. 9th is P Grit. 10th is VFX. 11th is Widget. 12th is Mr. Piggy. 13th is J Francis. 14th is Christy. 15th is Speedy Bullet. And 16th is Angry Badger. Again, I'm surprised J Francis did not pit. I thought the safety car would be in, but I guess there's a few people that haven't caught up, so we're going to have another lap, it looks like, under the safety car. So we're going to have about 8 laps of racing once the safety car comes in. So we're just going to go through the position changes quickly, just while we're waiting. So the biggest mover, well, the 2 biggest movers are Black Panther. He's up 12 positions. What an outstanding drive so far. And Energy Dan is also up 12 places. SR Racing is up 10. Mr. Potwash is up 7. And VFX is currently up 4. They are your biggest movers today. Your biggest losers today are going to be, unfortunately, Mr. Piggy is currently down 6. But again, he is on some seriously new and quick softs. And Christy is down 4, but again, on some seriously quick softs. So that could change very, very quickly. We're going to go back to the tyres. J Francis pitted, but he went on to a used set of mediums. So J Francis, I'm guessing, will probably pit at the end of this lap. I think he's had a bit of a disaster in the pits. He was on a set of hards, but now he's on a set of mediums, unfortunately. As Salty Stevens is just holding the pack up now, waiting to get going, because we are going to be racing at the end of this lap. Let's see when Salty Stevens will go, as he's just trying to warm his tyres up. When will he make the move? He's made the move. I think he's gone. He has. He's gone. As Filthy Ghost has actually got a bit of a gap there. There's a caution in Sector 3. But we're going to watch Viva because he has the best start. Again, he's really good at them restarts. Right behind Black Panther. Let's watch Viva into these corners. Let's go on board with him. As King Kong picks up a 3-second time penalty. Viva goes really wide there. We're going to go over to Mr. Potwash and King Kong. And King Kong is right behind Mr. Potwash here. Mr. Potwash is really going to struggle to keep P5, obviously on a set of hards. The only driver on a set of hards. King Kong trying to get past it for P5. As he has made the move. Let's go on board with King Kong at the moment, who is going to break later. King Kong does break a tiny bit later. There's a person in the side. Energy Dan has actually made the move and made up 2 positions. What a move by Energy Dan. An outstanding move there by Energy Dan. Didn't even see him. Let's go up to Salty Stevens, who actually lost out to Filthy Ghost. I'm really sorry, guys. Must have missed that watching Energy Dan. Filthy Ghost is up to P1 now, retaken the lead. Both have 3-second time penalties. So at the moment, Black Panther is going to win this race, but can he keep behind these two in the 3-second gap? Filthy Ghost actually sets a new fastest lap now. Mr. Piggy picks up a 3-second time penalty. We're going to go down to 5th, 6th and 7th. 5th, 6th and 7th, right about a second here. Really good racing from these three. King Kong will be trying to get past Energy Dan again. But again, Energy Dan and SR Racing both on them set of softs. King Kong looks really quick on them mediums though tonight. Let's go out to Viva though, because he is hunting down Black Panther for P3. Looks like Black Panther's had a bit of a problem because he's 2.4 seconds now behind. As there is movement at the back with VFX Instant and Mr. Potwash side by side. Mr. Potwash has to back out in 9 down P10, unfortunately for him. We're going to go to King Kong, who is trying to get past Energy Dan here for P5. As I think this lap DRS is going to be enabled, so this is going to give a great chance to Viva and King Kong and SR Racing to get past their challenges. As they're side by side, King Kong and Energy Dan. Energy Dan has the better line and he will keep P5. And SR Racing now trying to get past King Kong here. He's not going to be able to do anything through here though, unfortunately for him. King Kong trying to get past Energy Dan here. Because obviously King Kong also has a 3-second time penalty. He's going to have DRS down this straight as well. Black Panther really struggling on them set of mediums, it looks like. PVR widget takes Mr. Potwash. They're fighting them too, but we're going to stick with King Kong at the moment. King Kong does take P5, it looks like. I'm not too sure. It looks like he has, yet King Kong is up to P5. Let's go down to Mr. Piggy and Widget and this battle, because they're really close as well for 10th position. Unfortunately for Mr. Potwash, he is going backwards. Really struggling on them hards tonight with all these people on a new set of softs. As a lot of people just went really wide there. We're going to go back up to the lead though of F1 Viva and Black Panther. Viva still trying to get past. SR Racing takes Energy Dan. Energy Dan retakes the from the two Hash drivers here, fighting for P6 and 7. As Energy Dan picks up a 3-second time penalty. Really helps SR Racing there. Energy Dan got a 3-second penalty. PVR Widget picks up a 3-second penalty. Salty Stevens is catching Filthy Ghost as well. Filthy Ghost tyres. Are they going? Are they going? 7 laps. They're going to start struggling soon, surely. Salty Stevens has DRS open. They both, I believe, have 3 seconds worth of penalties. They do. They both have 3 seconds. So this is going to go down to who can finish P1. And if these two start battling, does that bring in Black Panther and Viva for the lead? Because them two obviously do not have penalties. King Kong is also catching this pair of Viva and Black Panther for the last podium spot. King Kong obviously has that time penalty, but he's actually bringing along Racing and Energy Dan and P Grit as well. There's going to be a great battle here with 2 laps remaining. Everyone has DRS except for Black Panther. Viva has got to have a chance here to get past him. He doesn't. He has to stay behind. King Kong just sitting behind these two as well. We're going to go back to the lead of Salty Stevens, though. Still catching Filthy Ghost. Has Salty Stevens got a chance here to get Filthy Ghost? Who has more ERS? As they're going to stay first and second. Let's go to this battle. As it looks like SR Racing's going to have a chance here to get past it. King Kong, and he does. King Kong loses out to SR Racing. SR Racing now up to P5. Obviously on them newer set of softs, but as we are aware, Filthy Ghost has actually started struggling on them softs. So how long do they actually last? Salty Stevens got a great chance here to take the lead. He's 3 tenths behind. Can he get close enough? Will he ever go? Filthy Ghost does keep the lead. He has to go a bit defensive though. There's 2 tenths separating them two. Filthy Ghost tyres, I think, are gone. He is going to struggle to do 2 laps on them. When will Salty Stevens get close enough with the DRS? It looks like it's only a matter of time. Let's keep an eye on this. Salty Stevens goes for the move here. Who's going to get the DRS? That's the question. Who got the DRS? There's a caution in Sector 2. Angry Badger, it looks like, got a bit of trouble. Not too sure, but we're going to keep an eye on these two. As Salty Stevens takes the move, and they're side by side. Salty Stevens going to push him out wide. He does take the position, but Filthy Ghost does not yield. They're side by side still going into the next corner. But Salty Stevens takes the position and he is up to P1. He is leading the USA Grand Prix. Viva, he's got a 3-second time penalty. SR Racing out to P4. Amazing driving throughout the field. There's so many penalties. It's going to change so much at the end of this race. Filthy Ghost here has a chance to retake P1, and I think he's going to do it. Filthy Ghost back up to P1. He retakes the lead from Salty Stevens with 2 laps remaining. Black Panther now 4.9 seconds behind them two. SR Racing is catching Black Panther as well, with Viva and King Kong very closely behind. We're going to go back up to the front though, because they do have the straight coming very, very shortly. Will Salty Stevens just wait to the last lap now, use all his ERS, or will he have a go here to try and retake the lead? Salty Stevens goes a long way and he does retake the lead. He is back up to P1. Christie picks up a 3-second time penalty. I'm not even sure what the time penalties are now. Too busy looking at these two fighting tooth and nail for the lead. What a great race. Filthy Ghost, though, is going to have a great chance again to retake P1 from Salty Stevens here down this straight. Let's go on board with Filthy Ghost because he's going to have a great chance. And he does. He's going to retake P1. They're side by side, but Filthy Ghost is going to take the position from Salty Stevens. As SR Racing and Black Panther now fighting for P3 and P4. F1 Viva and King Kong also getting involved in this battle. There's 4 of them fighting for the podium place. Salty Stevens keeps the lead as well. I'm not too sure how he's got past him, but Salty Stevens does take the position from Filthy Ghost. Can Salty Stevens keep Filthy Ghost here behind, though, into this last straight? Who has the more ERS? Is Filthy Ghost going to have enough ERS and DRS to get past Salty Stevens? That is the question. Salty Stevens is going to have to go really defensive here. Filthy Ghost has to go the long way. Salty Stevens defends really well. Filthy Ghost cannot get past. I can't go away from these two. It's tooth and nail. Who's going to be able to get past the line first? It's going to go right down to the wire here. Saul Stevens takes the last corner. He's about to take the last corner here. And then to the straight. Is Salty Stevens going to win the USA Grand Prix? He comes through the line and he will take P1. Salty Stevens is the winner of the USA. P3 goes to Black Panther. P4 is SR Racing. P5 will be Viva. 6th will be King Kong. 7th is Energy Dan. 8th is P Grit. 9th will be Speedy Bullet. And 10th will be VFX. What a race. Just want to look at the position change in the end. So Black Panther and SR Racing up 12 and 14 positions. Unbelievable. What a race. And look, as the screen shows, your winner tonight in the Mercedes is Salty Stevens. What a win. What a win for Salty Stevens. Fought so well with Filthy Ghost throughout that whole race. They had some great battles, especially in the last 4 or 5 laps. It was a great watch tonight. Taking P3 is Black Panther, I believe. Yeah, Black Panther does take P3 in the end, with P4 right behind Black Panther, SR Racing. But them two, Black Panther started P15 and SR Racing started P18. So finishing there is really impressive. Viva, he'd be gutted that he didn't finish in the top 3, but again, P5 is not bad. He finished with P1 in the sprint, P5, so King Kong did really well to go from right to the back up to P6. 7th is Energy Dan, who also had a great race, started P19. 8th is P Grit. 9th is Speedy Bullet, and finishing off the top 10 is VFX. Just got 23 seconds. 11th is Mr. Potwash. Did really well to get back up to P11. See, he was on the hards. 12th is Widget. 13th is Jay Francis. 14th is Badger. 15th is Mr. Piggy. 16th is Christie, and unfortunately Popscon, Gandalf and Hybrid did DNF from the race. Again, though, a massive well done to Salty Stevens on your race win tonight. I think your first of the season as well, I believe. Yeah, I think it must be. And well done to the top three of Salty Stevens, your race winner. Filthy Ghost, who finishes P2. And finishing off the podium is Black Panther. Well done, everyone. That was a great Texas Grand Prix. I am Sainty93, and you've been watching UFRL. And we will see, well, I will see you next week, but we carry on with Tier 3 tomorrow. We are racing in Great Britain, so we hope to see you there. And yes, see you. I'll be back next week, but see you tomorrow.